and the plan by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Education to implement a mandatory drug testing for students in tertiary institutions has sparked widespread reactions across the country. This initiative, targeting both new and returning students, aims to combat the growing problem of drug abuse among Nigerian youth in higher education. TV parents and youths who expressed strong support for the policy. TV360's Victoria Akonde has more details.
Nigeria is facing a growing crisis of drug abuse, particularly among its youth population. Despite ongoing efforts by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) and other relevant bodies, the problem continues to escalate. The NDLEA has repeatedly sounded the alarm over the surge in drug-related cases, warning that the trend is closely linked to rising insecurity and criminal activity across the country. In a renewed effort to tackle the problem, the agency, in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Education, is proposing a policy to introduce compulsory drug integrity tests for students in tertiary institutions. Reacting to the development, parents of students in higher institutions have welcomed the plan, describing it as a commendable step that could help curb the growing drug crisis.
The rate now, the young one are taking drug is I think, I don't know. But if government can do that, I think it's better.
It is a good idea. To some extent, it will curb drug abuse being used by students in the higher institutions.
Many of them have engaged themselves in drugs to the extent that they cannot be controlled by their parents. And school system is supposed to be a breeding ground for the future generation and the leaders of tomorrow. But in a situation where they have started bad using drugs, we never understand how they will be in future.
Parents are urged to take a more active role in their children's lives by providing guardians, support and supervision to help prevent drug abuse.
Certain things, parents should be able to take their children through certain knowledge, certain ideas. They should be given the word mode character-wise. Once they have been molded very well and they have the character, definitely they will not abuse drug.
We need to actually put our hands together to see that it works. Because in a situation where one is not cooperating, I think it is going to be another exercise in futility.
There are so many things that are factors responsible for drug abuse. I think the major thing I see is that is a global phenomenon. As we have in Nigeria, we also have in other parts of the world. And we are not excluded from all this wave that we have. But the major thing is that there is a need for the government and all relevant agencies to come up with a strong mechanism to control the influence, and the penetration of this drug among students.
Young Nigerians also respond positively to the initiative, expressing hope that it would reduce the number of hard drug users among their peers.
Well, a lot of youth nowadays, they take drugs to escape pain, trauma, derive pleasure. But when they do all of this, it has side effects, it has different side effects. And they are not effects that are quite good, so definitely it is a very good initiative.
Yeah, it's a good idea in order to avoid emergency or calls from parents or guardians.
The NDLEA's Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, addresses concerns about privacy, assuring the public that the drug testing process will be handled with strict confidentiality. It says students who test positive will not be shamed, but will instead be offered access to rehabilitation and support.
It's not something that is that anybody is kicking against. There are quite a lot of state governments that even had already bought into this and championing it in their states with the support of the NDLA. So it's something that has been going on seamlessly without any resistance or without any issues raised from any quarter. So it's like I said again, we have to understand the fact that this is a public health thing. It's not something being done to stigmatize or vilify anybody.
As the implementation phase approaches, pressure is mounting on the government to enforce the measure fairly and free from political influence. Nigerians remain hopeful for a breakthrough in what NDLEA Chairman Buba Marwa has described as a battle for the very soul of the next generation. Victoria Akonde, TV360 News, Lagos.